Alliance Defending Freedom is a fucking stochastic terrorist organization. Trump is obviously fucking cooked. But I'm worried about what the shadow government that's been empowering him, what are they gonna fucking do for the next 5-10 years? Why aren't they indicted? Why don't I see people posting about Alliance Defending Freedom? They are the shadow government that you guys all talk about in your stupid fucking conspiracies. Alliance Defending Freedom is a threat to our national security, and they are a clear and present danger. Alliance Defending Freedom, formerly Focus on the Family. I'm telling you, they are the core to this MAGA, misogyny, racism, this neo-Confederacy. They are the core to all of this. You're actually ignoring the one fucking conspiracy that's actually occurring in front of your face. Who is Alliance Defending Freedom grooming to be the next Trump Jr.? I saw a handful of people on TikTok standing up, speaking out against them a couple years back, but I haven't heard anybody talking about them. They're the ones that collaborated with MAGA to help facilitate Jan 6th. They're the ones that helped corrupt SCOTUS. But obviously Trump is just a waste of everybody's time, and we just gotta wait till our January or November surgery date to get this over with. The Trump contagion out of our fucking bloodstream. My question is, what is Alliance Defending Freedom gonna be doing after this? Obviously they still have their zealotry that we're gonna have to deal with, but what are they concocting? Who are they training? Who are they recruiting? Who are they grooming to be their front man next? And why are they so ardent to be protecting sex offenders in churches? Why are they so eager to protect the sex offenders that are pastors? You know, why does the Southern Baptist Convention spend so much money to protect pastors from sexual assault allegations? Why the fuck do you stand up for these people? They're not Christians, they're faux zealots. You just fucking ignore the one fucking conspiracy that's actually fucking happening. Alliance Defending Freedom is the shadow government that is causing all this strife and pain. They're the ones collaborating with Putin. So why are we not going after them right now? I still see President Biden in office. Is it because they are tied to huge multinational corporations that hold many government contracts that we depend on for our national security? They're holding our fucking national resources hostage, and they want their power back. These are the same dipshit Republicans that stormed into all these countries and killed all these civilians. The same people who went into Iraq and Afghanistan, Vietnam, they want to use the military-industrial complex to just gain resources abroad. And they don't care about soldiers, they don't care about veterans, they care about fucking pillaging and wealth. They're fucking modern-day pirates. Yeah, Josh Hawley, he's married to one of them, Aaron Hawley. They've worked obviously together behind closed doors to help facilitate things like January 6th. They're probably doing it again as I'm making this video. They're in a conference room talking about how they want to fucking take all of your shit. And you call yourself a patriot standing and voting for these types of people? That's insane. Indict Alliance Defending Freedom now. I frankly don't think we should give a shadow government with tons of resources any more time to operate and to strategize. We need to nationalize Starlink, and we need to nationalize any of these multinational corporations that have ties to trying to destabilize America from within with the help of Putin and ADF and MAGA. So are these guys and gals and non-binaries, closeted non-binaries, are they above the law that work at Alliance Defending Freedom? Are they above the law that we all have to abide by? We've spent decades in our military-industrial complex, in our political system, in our prison-industrial complex, take away, you know, wealth from middle class, take away rights from women. You know, since they've done enough of that, they just get grandfathered into United States of America, Inc., and they just get to fucking run the show? Like, who the fuck is making the decisions here? Where the fuck are the goddamn adults? Equivalent, they have suits and ties on, but they're equivalent to the fucking goddamn Taliban. Alliance Defending Freedom brags about repealing Roe v. Wade. That is the case that took away our bodily autonomy. Women don't have freedom to choose over the healthcare of their body, you know, between them and a doctor. They don't have that choice because Alliance Defending Freedom. And Trump is going to push a nationwide abortion ban. It's not just about abortion. It's about them getting our medical records, them tracking us. If we give the government the ability to make it illegal for abortion, then they have to have the means and the resources and the tools to verify, who's had abortions and who hasn't. So in their Project 2025, they have it all laid out. But I'll save you a little bit of time. They want to have statewide monitors so they can govern and oversee who's getting pregnant, who's getting abortions, who's not. They want to have state monitors. These people are pushing Bibles with constitutions in them to be implemented into our public schools. They're pushing for the first Christian public school. They've already implemented it. They circumvented state and federal constitution to implement a public Christian school in Oklahoma. These folks are no patriots. They are faux zealots, like I said, and all they care about is money, power, and greed. Like we had zealots before that stood up for all this, conservative movement, but those people are gone. I don't know if you guys remember that bear story about this guy that would always hang out with these bears every year. He'd go up and spend time with them, and they were very docile, and they loved him, and they recognized him, and they never touched him. On like the 13th year or something, he brought his wife or girlfriend up there, and something had changed with the ecosystem where the food source was adjusted or moved, and the old bears that knew him migrated to a different region, and a new set of bears came in that didn't know him, and they were really hungry and far more aggressive and agitated, and they just mauled the guy and the gal on sight. So that's what I think of as like modern day MAGA Republican. If you've been voting Republican your whole life, like they were tough to get behind. I never supported them. They were war hawks. They obviously caused a lot of deficit. They were disingenuous, but not to the tune of what MAGA is now. This is a new set of bears. They're gonna fucking maul you as soon as you get in front of them. If you give MAGA the power to run this government, to turn it into United States Inc., they're gonna fucking maul you. It doesn't matter what skin color you have. It doesn't matter what religion you have. It doesn't matter, what beliefs you had before this. They don't give a fuck. And I don't know, like, are you guys that gullible and naive? And I mean, like, I've been taken advantage of a lot in my life. I guess maybe I've been taken advantage of enough to know, bullshit when I see it. Like, how do you not see how disingenuous they are? If you do see how disingenuous they are, then obviously you're standing up for systemic racism. And we knew it all along with the Colin Kaepernick thing. You guys weren't pissed off that he was making a political statement. You were pissed off that a black man was standing up to systemic racism and getting in front of your optic that the billionaires created to distract everybody from the fact that the United States of America is systemically racist. By you not holding the same energy for Nick Bosa that you did for Colin Kaepernick, you're exposing to the younger generations that this has always been about protecting systemic racism. I just want you to at least know that. And I want you guys to have the balls to speak up. Like, if you want to stand up for, a white Christian America, then say it with your chest. Say it because you're fucking racist. Don't try to come at me as being like states' rights or like I'm protecting our culture. No, just fucking own your position at this point. Like, at least be honest with yourself. These fucking assholes are so fucking offensive. They think you're so stupid that you don't see any of this. At least tell the world that you aren't stupid enough to fucking fall for their bullshit, that you actually believe in their ideology, that you are protecting systemic racism. Well, say it with your fucking chest. Don't fucking wear a fucking hat after to a press conference, and then when asked about direct questions that are very important geopolitically, you just fucking skirt it, ignore it. So you wear the hat, you fucking flex your fucking stupid hat, but then you have nothing to say to back it up. You don't use that platform to get across your very important point that you're standing up for. You're not gonna, take that moment to stand up for what's right. That's bullshit, because like I said in my last video, these motherfuckers on the right, they can't sit here in front of a camera. If they're not paid well to do it, if they're not mentally unstable, chemically imbalanced, they're not gonna be able to speak out. They're not gonna get in front of a camera like me and speak about organizations that are detracting away from their, you know, their ideology that they think should stand, or that should win out. They're standing up for an ultra-nationalist, racist ideology perceived as like this patriotic movement. It's anything but. You're basically succumbing to the billionaire class saying, we give all the power to you by voting for Trump. And I don't think that's what any of you guys on the right actually want. Like, it seems like you guys are all like really fucking pissed off when you get told what to do. You get censored, and that's all they're fucking gonna do. That's all they do. And so Elon Musk creates an environment with no censorship because he wants to fucking scare the shit out of everybody to give all the power over to them so they can fucking control everything. They've already tried to control everything for years. You know, this has been their end goal. They've wanted to control all facets of life. Media, politics, military, law enforcement, economy, education, entertainment. They want to control it all. They don't want anybody, any new player to come in and be able to disrupt anything. They just want to have an ironclad control on all that shit. Like North Korea. They fucking worship these fucking assholes in Russia and North Korea for like just keeping their, like, the boot on their people's neck. They fucking worship that shit. They think that's cool. They laugh about that in boardrooms. They joke to each other about how fucking authoritarian they can be. You know, oh, fucking last week, yeah, I fucking gassed protesters, bro. Man, Trump, you're crazy, man. They don't even know what to do with you. Like, you're so fucking uncontrollable. You're such an alpha. Like, Putin has manipulated him by telling him all these great things about what he's doing. They're all horrible. What Putin's done to his country is fucking horrible. And if you want that, if you want to have just genocide, death, destruction, famine, fucking abuse, surrounded by even worse things, all just to have like a clean train station for a video, like, that's insane. You've been brainwashed and you've been fucking lobotomized. One or the other or both, I have no fucking idea. But it's the most upsetting thing to watch educated people that I know aren't idiots fall for this. I think you can still do something, obviously vote for Kamala, but my point is, what are we gonna do after we get rid of this dipshit Trump? Because we still have all the Roger Stones, Elon Musk, Alliance Defending Freedom, Heritage Foundation. We still have Federalist Society, Southern Baptist Convention, you know, all these groups that are pushing this dystopian ideology. So what are we gonna do with them? Is anybody talking about the fact that they still have a lot of resources? Why aren't we nationalizing their stuff? Like, if it's important to our national security, if it's important to our government and the operating in the United States, and it's in our national security interests, why don't we fucking nationalize their shit? Take fucking Boeing, take Lockheed Martin. I don't know what these fucking companies are that they're so attached to, but like, if we need them for national security and these people are holding a gun to our head or holding us hostage with our own resources, nationalize that shit. That's why they have nationalization. Nationalize it. We have millions and millions and millions of people. I don't care about 13,000, you know, billionaires and decamillionaires, if they did go to college, don't know about any of the things that we know about now, and they refuse to educate themselves. They're wallowing in willful ignorance. They're holding on to a world that never existed. They're letting their trauma-addled brains and their emotions dictate law and policy. That's unacceptable, and that's what they were talking shit about us for. They're like, don't get caught in your feelings, fucking snowflake. Yeah, we've never been caught up in our feelings. You might see us getting agitated and emotional, but it's based off of our reaction to you just stepping all over the rule of law, or you not making any fucking sense when you fucking talk, or you not using primary sources when you make points, or you not having sort of any sort of linear rationale from topic to topic. If you weren't so seeped in cognitive dissonance, you know, we would be able to have conversations. And it's okay to disagree in politics. That's what politics is about. But you guys have chosen to be political about civil rights and we handled that years ago. So we're not gonna let this fucking happen. You're not gonna get to fucking turn everybody into slaves. Sorry, like, go sell a boat, go sell your fucking summer home and shut the fuck up.